try this. My phone's got a charge because it died. There's nothing that will hold it up. Going live is like rage bait. Going live while charging your phone. Why won't you stay? Hold on. Here we go. Ish. Alright. I gotta get my laptop set up. Now I have my live chat set up. Welcome to the live. So, I'm having issues with my bail. When I open it and go to cast, most of the time it closes before I can actually get the bait out there. So I'm gonna tear apart the bail, see what's going on in there, and then I'm putting the original handle back on because this handle is being a piece of junk, pretty much. So I'm gonna start off with the handle because that's gonna be the easiest thing. Thank you for the like. Go put that original Pflueger handle back on. I got a Gomexus knob, so I'm just gonna go ahead, take the Gomexus wrench and pull this sucker off. This isn't my normal workbench because I'm in my room today. I got a loft and then I have my desk here. I have all my spinner making stuff there. Thank you for the live. Thank you for the likes. So I'm gonna pull that little cap off and get my screwdriver down in there. Hold on. I need a different screwdriver. Sorry for the notification. Go try this bit. Doesn't fit. Well, maybe this will work. This. Trying every screwdriver in my desk. Something's gotta work. I'm gonna keep trying with the little screwdriver. Hi Maisie and hi Chloe. surprised the live chat on my laptop's popping up just as fast as my phone. I'm getting that screw out. This thing sucks. Thank you, Maisie. This thing's so small that I have no room to really put some power down on the screw. So I'm just inching the screw along. Oh, I heard a click. Absolutely nothing happened. I kind of regret putting Loctite on it. Oh, there we go. There's a screw. I believe I launched this other bearing to a different area code. Got one bearing in the bottom. I don't know if you guys could see the other bearing or not. A pain in the butt. Bearing won't come out. Just gonna put the rail over there. Oh, we got the bearing. I got it out, but I don't know where the other bearing is. I can now start taking things off this guy. Because I had adapters and stuff for this guy to work. I'll have to put them back in my Logo Mexes box. Got the little paper. I do have 2 bearings in there. I'm going to have to put all my spacers in here. And then I could take this guy, just set it aside for now. And back goes on the Pfluger handle. Gotta pop that little cap out. And then I just gotta slide this guy on once I get a bearing on. So just slide your bearing on down like that. I gotta grab my other bearing out of the bag. Spacer was sticking to it, so I gotta put that spacer back, and then take my little screwdriver, work this bearing back in. Went in surprisingly easy. I'm just gonna use this because it'll fit. I don't think it fits the screw though. No. Change out bits. I don't know why it has such a gap. I don't need adapters for this, so I don't know why it's doing this. This is dumb. Hey, Ryder. This is so dumb. Here goes the second bearing, because apparently the normal handle for a Pfluger doesn't fit a Pfluger. Let's try this. Took one out, but the other bearing seemed to fit a little better. Why is everything stripping it? This wasn't an issue just a second ago. Trying to think of what the issue is. It's spinning clean. It's just... that's not supposed to exist. It's not supposed to have play, especially when it's fully tight. Back comes off the screw for the 14th time. I need light. I don't understand. Because there's literally a catch for it. Why is there play? This makes zero sense. I'm cleaning off the screw now. Seeing if that's what my issue is. Even though we all know it's not going to be. through my little screwdriver. There's still play. This thing's stupid. About to give up on it already. I'm gonna try working on something else. Taking the bail apart. But I just dropped the screw, so. Just gonna set that reel over there. Found a bolt to an RC car. What's up, Red Eagle Fishing? I'm working on fixing my Fluger, but it's just pure chaos. My old handle won't go back together, so I decided to work on the next thing that I needed to work on, and I just lost the screw to my bail. So I am currently searching for my bail screw. It's going great. Oh, I found it. Maybe I should make a bailless Fluger president. I'll never have to worry about the bail being a piece of junk again. Or I could just buy a KastKing reel. Get a Zephyr. probably the SE. So not the Zephyr, the Kestrel SE would probably be what I would buy if I had to replace the Pfluger. Which I have to change bits again. Thank you everyone for the likes. Every time I look up now, I have another like. I would say so, yes, Red Eagle. I've only ever used the Kestrel, and I actually have one rod from Cascade. I was given it in a trait for another rod, but I would say, yeah, Cascade stuff is pretty good. Of the few things I've used, they were great. There's the Cascade. Oh. I just broke something. I just broke this little decoration Lego plane. Piece went flying, but I don't know what it was. I've tried Casking's Megatron reel, which is one of their bigger bait reels. I love that thing. I've tried the Kestrel. I love that thing. I've tried, this was the Brent Chapman collaboration. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think that's his name. I don't know. But it's some kind of collab. That reel was alright, but for the price point, it was pretty nice. I don't remember what else I've tried of their stuff, but I have a pair of their pliers. I love their pliers. I want to try their braid because they make like some real nice ultralight braid. Because I like to creek fish and I like to have just like 10-pound braid. Yeah, I'd recommend them. Because for the price point, they sell pretty nice stuff. Like I said on your live the one time, I'm probably going to try to buy the Skeet Reese for a bass combo. I might try, well, I do want to buy a Kestrel SE for the BFS bait casting reel, and I want to get the Megatron so I can have like a heavier bait reel, and I can put on that rod that I just showed. This rod, it's a heavy action. It could throw from, I can't read that. I'm not going to try to. I'm not going to embarrass myself that much today. I'll save that for another stream. I can't find my piece. That plane. Rip. Yeah, the Skeet Reese, they look really good. They do have like a plastic outer layer, which adds like all $100 reels. I think 150 plus is when you start to get out of that like plastic. Well, I don't think it's plastic, but it's like one of those heavier duty plastics, if you get what I mean. Um, they're pretty good, which I've know they're real. I spent $100 on this thing. Well, no, I got it on sale for like $50. Yeah, graphite. I think that's what it is. But like all the $100 reels in that range are that material. And then they have really nice yellow handles. I really like it. I haven't oh, there goes my reel box. Try to get this thing set up again. Doesn't want to. What percent's my phone? 6%. Of course it is. The only time that I want this stupid thing to charge fast. It doesn't. Peek the little rod corner. That's my bass rod corner. All my better rods are in this other corner for ultralights. And all my better bass rods. Actually, no, I do have one my Max Pro in here right now. I need to go put that. Yeah, my phone was also dead before I started my live stream. And I plugged it in as soon as I got home. And I started it like as soon as I got home. So I didn't really make very good decisions. And now my phone is begging for dear life for me to just turn the stream off. Well, I'm gonna try to fix the handle today. I'll figure out the bail another day, to be entirely honest, because this bail's, I haven't gotten anywhere on the bail. Gotta switch bits for the 14th time as well. $15. I think the only reel that I have that I've spent less than $100 on, and I've gotten other than graphite, was probably a fly reel. I got this, I think it's aluminum Piscifun sword. I love that reel. I just broke all my fly rods, so I haven't been fly fishing. There goes yet another thing. Welcome to the live. I'm trying to finish up fixing my Fluger, but everything's going wrong. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get rid of that gap. It's like the screw worked fine just last time it was on this reel. Kind of see what the problem is. Yeah, I'd still wash it out after the salt water, but I've been wanting to get, before I discovered Casking, I wanted to get the, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but the same reel that you have, either the 300 or 400 I wanted, and I never got to that. But they're really good reels, I will say that. I've been trying to get sponsored by Piscifun, which obviously I haven't succeeded because I don't have very many subscribers compared to most, but it's whatever. I've been trying. Try to get some better quality content out because I can't afford all these new combos. I mean, I can, but it'd be cool. Have you tried getting sponsored by anyone? Because I believe you have enough subscribers to get sponsored by Casking. I think it's 10,000 subscribers that you have to get sponsored. And they send you a bunch of stuff too. Who deserves to get sponsored, me or Red Eagle? Yeah, my assumption is you probably got a little bit of sand on the inside of the reel. Probably why it was messed up. That's what I would think. Oh, thank you. That's the goal. I've tried to get sponsored by Piscifun twice now. I tried to get sponsored by Handing, but I failed on Handing. I emailed Handing. They said no because I don't even remember why. But yeah, I would recommend going that route. I would try to get sponsored by Casking if I were you. I don't know how much stuff they would send you since you're a smaller YouTuber, but I've seen the bigger YouTubers, they got sent like 6 combos. It was insane. You could watch some of the videos like Lojo, he's my favorite YouTuber to watch. He got sent, I believe, 6. And what brand sent you the waders? I had to clean the screw. Go Tor. I've never heard of that brand before. When you try them out, let me know how they are. I got that fixed. If you guys want to see the all-time best creek lure, then give me a second. I'm going to tie it back on my rod. Or lake lure, but if you're ultralight fishing, this is the best lure for catching bulk of fish. I've even caught a 3-pound smallmouth bass on it before. Small little lure. Wow. My phone's so dramatic. The Real Cozy got sent a free Pissy Fun combo. Yeah, once you hit 1,000 subs, that's when you could start, like, getting closer to sponsorships, which I'm graduating this year, so I'm hoping I can get around, like, my goal for before or after, right after graduation, is to get around 1,000, and then I'm going to start working towards sponsorships to get better content out. Which, yes, I love doing the content, but recently it's been pain in the butt. I keep losing baits. So I'm trying to do a video, a long form about these micro Texas rigs. And it's just so hard, dude. Just snag after snag. I keep losing those baits. Can't catch fish. I keep trying, but it's so hard. Thank you, Red Eagle. I keep trying. Yeah. But anyways, here is what I believe to be... Hold on, I gotta fix it real quick. This is what I believe to be the best ultralight lure for just catching numbers of fish. The Z-Man Flashback Mini. They come with kind of trashy trailers. They're like, I think I have one over here. Yeah. You could split it by like pressing down on it. It's just absolute junk. No action. So you get Z-Mans like these are the worms. You could see a lot of action there. I just love these little chatterbaits. They're coming out with a new one from iCast called the Micro Finesse. Like, it's in their Micro Finesse line. It's called a Micro Finesse chatterbait, and they come in, I believe, the same sizes as the Flashback Mini. And they come with a little bit of a bigger head, but they come with better trailers and better head colors. I just have multiple of these little worms. I bought those while I was on vacation, and I got a single chatterbait that I just throw in there. That's just the best place for it, in my opinion. Yeah, the chatter tail. I'm so excited for that. I'm definitely making a long form on that, because I texted my local bait shop, because I won my favorite ultralight rod. I actually won this from my local bait shop in a raffle, which I'm super lucky and grateful for getting this. But I asked them if they're gonna bring those in, and they said they will, which I'm excited for the Evo swim jig. I'm gonna buy that. The Chattertails, which I'm definitely buying that. I'm gonna try to get every single color over the time of them being released. The Micro Finesse Chatterbaits. I have a whole bunch of stuff. And the Kingpins. I talked to you about those in your live, Red Eagle. I want those Kingpins so bad. Because I love fishing Senkos, which a lot of people just say, oh, Senkos are a beginner bait. No, they're amazing. My best bait this year was baby bass Senko, and I've been just catching 2-pounders, 3-pounders. Caught one 4-pounder this year. I can't even see all that message. Yeah, Z-Man had an amazing year at ICAST. They were just dropping bomb after bomb. It was great. I was sitting there watching the video on the way to Utah, and I was like, oh my god, dude. I can't wait till these come out, because I'm going to buy every single one of them, and I'm not going to have any money left. Because I want, like, every one of each color. Especially those Chattertails. Well, I'm going to start getting this little chatterbait tied on. I have no clue where I put my scissors. Oh, here they are. These are also great little scissors. Braid scissors with pliers on the front of them. Those are my favorite creek fishing scissors. But yeah, one thing Z-Man does know how to do is take your money. They make such good things, you just want to buy all of them. Because I know most of their stuff is fish catchers. So I'm just going to keep buying and buying and buying. What I thought was interesting, though, is those new Chattertails, they have a treble hook, which I don't think they've done a treble hook on a chatterbait yet. I'm interested to see how that will go. Reel's good to go. I just need to get this line, which I also over-oiled this last time I did maintenance on the Fluger. And I've had an issue with all my line. I had an issue with my braid, so I cut my braid off. And now I'm having the same issue with this mono. And I want to switch back to the braid because I loved my braid. Yeah, there's Chattertails. I'm definitely going to see if they're going to be creek killers because I mainly fish a creek. I don't fish ponds very much, but I have this creek behind my house that I fish pretty much every day. I don't make content about it every day, but I just sit back there. There's this tree that just fell down there in July, around 4th of July, and the rock bass and smallmouth started to gather up around it. I caught every single rock bass and smallmouth by that tree. Especially with that little Texas rig. Every time I turn my camera off, I'm crushing them with that little Texas rig. But the instant that camera turns on, I'm losing it in rocks and can't catch fish. I do have footage of a largemouth bass and a bigger smallmouth for my creek. Caught in those Texas rigs though. Trying to open my bail. I'm not succeeding. There we go. Which I've also been doing spinner making. Here I got spinners for my little cousin. spinners for my uncle. I've been crushing fish on them as well. Yeah, my creek's supposed to be like a smallmouth bass, like fall fish. It's not really supposed to be trout in it, but the local fishing boat keeps stocking trout in there. They come in, people catch them, eat half of them, and then they all die off because people only fish for them for like 3 days. Good God. Hopefully that works. But people only come into the Bald Eagle Creek, which that's my creek. They only come in there for like 3 days, fish it, get as much trout out as possible, and then they don't fish it anymore. I don't know anyone that fishes it right now, besides my buddy Ryder. Yeah, they stock the trout. There's a couple wild brownies in there still, because they don't stock brown trout in there anymore. But they all died off now. Just a couple, I think it was like 2 months ago. I was catching them like crazy. Tie my knot. Gotta concentrate. My scissors keep disappearing. But yeah, I love trout fishing. But I love creek fishing for smallmouth. Alright, see you, Red Eagle. I'm hoping to buy some of your jigs soon. Let me know next time you have a stream, but see you in the next stream or when I'm in your stream. There we go. Got that chatterbait tied back on. Best creek bait. Everyone's got to buy one. It's like $4 or $5 for the actual chatterbait, and another like $4 for the trailers. Get those little worms, or the ballers. I think they're called ballers. There's shad fries, but don't get like the paddle tails. I've noticed the straight tails on Elaztech have the best action on these chatterbaits. They're amazing. Like this little thing, I want to get some white ones and some black ones, but they just look like a tiny little bait fish just swimming around. If you give it a little pops, just darts around. So, such a great bait. I could, when you're using these straight-tailed baits, you could also pop it around since it's a Elaztech. It's kind of like a Ned rig, but you got a little flash to catch the fish's attention. That also works amazing. I was doing that today actually, and I caught a chain pickerel doing a straight retrieve, but I caught, I think, a majority of the one smallmouth school popping it like a net rig. That worked really well, but I do love my straight retrieve. I love popping it. I love giving a couple jigs while straight retrieve. It's just a great all-round creek bait, or even a lake. I've caught fish on it in a lake, but you gotta like throw it right up in structure. You gotta let it sink for a lot longer if you're fishing lakes. Ponds, still gotta throw on structure, but you don't have to let it sink as long. Creeks, most of the time when they're smallmouth, they're getting aggressive and feeding. You could just throw it out, start reeling instantly, and most of the time that's where I get my bites, from the aggressive smallmouth. Or sometimes I let it fall to the bottom, pop it a couple times, let it sit, and I get a rock bass or two. But if you want a good all-rounder, I don't have to say it again. Get this bait. It's great. Or an inline spinner. Those are good all-rounders. I have a couple of my own right here that I was just showing. Just get a little closer, give you a good view. If I can get it out of the bag. I struggle with that. These are my spinners that I personally make. I can't ship them or anything yet, but they've done great for me. I've tried to ship them a couple times, but the people always end up telling me they can't get it or something. And I don't end up shipping it because I'm not going to waste my money or time. But here, I'll actually get some light on this guy. This is my red shiner. I have like a Panther Martin blade there, so there's no clevis. Little hook, which that little hook's allowed me to catch a lot of fish on it. Like you could catch these little dinky smallmouth, little dinky bluegill, brim, redbreast. And then I've caught trout on this, bass. I haven't caught anything like any big bass. Not in this one. I had like an orange one at one time that I was making. That one worked really well. I caught a 6-pound chain pickerel on that. I have blue one, purple one, green one. I got all kinds of these shiner style baits. But these, make sure you got an inline spinner and one of those chatterbaits. Make sure you got the chatterbait though. I love those chatterbaits, if you couldn't tell. I need to start buying spares because I have one right now and I've almost lost it 4 times today. I have little Texas rigs that I use as well. I've lost, I believe, 3 of those since I've bought them. I'm working on a long form for those, but those are going to take a little while because I've caught like every fish in the main pocket, and every other pocket you fish in my stream, you can't find any fish. So that's great. I'm going to start fishing these on Ned rigs, not just the chatterbait trailers. They look great though. We'll try to slide one out. I got bubblegum pink mainly because they were on sale. They were like $1 off at Scheels, which I also have the world's smallest, voice crack by the way. I have not the world's smallest, but one of the world's smallest crankbaits that I fished. I have a long form out for that. You guys should check that out. I put a lot more effort into that video than any other ones that I've done so far. But there's that little trailer that I was talking about. Bubblegum pink. I want to get that in black. I kind of want to get one in a dark blue and one in a white, because those are perfect little bait fishing imitations, especially on the chatterbait, which I need to get a gold chatterbait as well. Sal Aztec, so it could stretch forever. Just great stuff. Invest in Z-Man. That's one thing I will say. You can catch... Well, they're just now doing the salted series, where they're actually having sinking stuff, but most of the stuff you just run on a Ned rig, and you're catching fish for days. But I would recommend investing in Z-Man if you're just starting out, because it will last you so much longer. And if you do Ned rigs, make sure you super glue them to the head. They will last forever. The only reason I don't super glue to my chatterbaits is because I change out trailers. Like my other favorite, this is probably my all-time favorite trailer for them, but my second favorite trailer for those are the Euro Tackle Craws, and it's like dark green, apple green, and I caught a 3-pound smallmouth in my creek fishing with one of those, just slow rolling near the bottom. They work great too, but once one claw falls off, I would recommend replacing them because they don't swim as well, but they're still great trailers. Let me go grab my creek bag. I'll show you some trailers. Got my little creek bag. Got a hat on it from today. I'm not a crazy fan of fishing with hats. Got my sunglasses. Got all my camera gear in here as well. But I got some of my nymphs in there. I don't have the packaging anymore because I used most of these craws. But this is the little Euro Tackle craws in like a green color. They work great. I've caught some nice fish on those. Where did I put them? Oh, it's right here. These boxes are pretty nice. The Fish USA. Fold in half. I don't really like the new version though, because it has these little black pegs, and I've launched one of them in the creek and could not get it back because I thought it would float. It did, and then sunk right when I got to it, and I couldn't find it. So that explains my luck in like 3 seconds. And then I got this box. So now I'm doing kind of a tackle tour. I got a Buka bull shad. This is something that I want to try. Fuzzy bugs. My uncle just gave this to me. It's like a Ned rig mixed with one of those new tumbleweed baits. Newish. Because that was trending before the Koiki. And then I'll show you my terminal tackle box. It's typically what I run in creeks. I've got swivels, split shots. There's Ned heads up there. What is that? That is bullet weights and a little drop shot weight. More bullet weights, micro offset hooks, jig heads, and what is that? Little hooks, and those are Gamakatsu trout stinger hooks. I don't really fish live bait, but I have little nymphs that I make, and I just stick them on live bait hooks. I don't use very much other trailers for those chatterbaits, but if you're trying to get like a little more for your money, if you get the smallest chatterbait, the one thing that does work is trout magnets. Like, they work extremely well. This kit's all kinds of messed up. I love trout magnets as well, but you could use these because they have nice action with the two little split tail. They just flip in the water. Perfect action together. And I also have a panfish one, which is more natural colors. That was the neon kit. That works well for the micro flashback minis. My favorite color for that is probably pink, chartreuse, and white. But I'm sure every color will work depending on where you are. But those are nice, cheaper trailers. Because you can also go and get those single bags with the hooks for what? You could get the bigger bags with like 50 of one color for $6, $5 or $6. And you could get the little packs with the hooks for like $2. And you just buy your chatterbait for $4. Great deal. You got a trailer and a chatterbait for extremely cheap. That just died. I'm gonna start putting my stuff away. Especially that Go Maxxis knob. Or should I put on the Max Pro? I might have to consider that. I haven't put the micro worms away yet. Slide those suckers in the pouch. I got some pretty cool decals while I was in Utah as well. There's brook trout. And here's a caddis with a brown trout in it. Both those are pretty cool. I can't fly fish as much because both my rods are broken. My BFS reel, my rod broke for that. So I have the phone leaning on the box that the BFS reel is in right now. But ultralights are running strong. I love all my ultralights. Except for the one with the Ozark Trail reel. That rod is so flimsy. Rod's junk. I believe that rod came off Temu, but it's junk. Oh, it is in here. But I also have Ugly Stick Light Pro with a Shimano Sienna. That's a pretty nice starter combo. Or you could just get the GX2 because that's cheaper. I had a GX2. I sold it. I kind of regret selling it. But it's whatever. I keep getting sidetracked. I gotta pack. Well, not pack, but put my stuff away. Because I didn't even put anything away for the Go Maxxis knob. Until now. And I was messing with that. I don't even know how long ago. All I know is I've had this stuff out way too long. I got a little room decoration until I decide to put it on something other than the Fluger, because that doesn't work. I mean, it does, but not great. But it looks good. Like, it looks really good. But I just can't figure out how to, like, fabricate the thing to work. Well, I mean, it works, but, like, sits and clicks. That annoys me, so I don't like janky stuff. There goes a spinner wire. I don't want in there. But yeah, if you guys want mini offset hooks, Dr. Fish. They do little offset hooks and little weights. I have 1/16 ounce bullet weights and number 4 offset hooks. They work well for these little hellgrammites I had. I caught tons of fish on them, but I don't have any more hellgrammites. That was the only thing that fit these hooks that I have. So we gotta wait on the micro Texas rig video, or buy little ones and Texas rig these. That'd be pretty fun. That would actually be kind of fun, because they also make a size, I think, 6. Yeah, they make a size 6 as well from Dr. Fish. And then you could go smaller on bullet weights, but not from Dr. Fish, because I found another on Amazon for those like 1/32 real tiny weights. I kind of want to get those as well, but I'm never going to tell anyone until I buy them. I got a little collection of crankbaits. Little bomber. Well, that's a fat bomber. Bomber 3 foot. Wait, no, that's a 4 foot. Fat A. Apparently I've used it before. Surprised. Probably fished it in a local lake. These bomber, if you get these bomber kits at Walmart, they're pretty good. I've never tried this, and there's also a crawfish colored one. I need to try that one as well. But their chartreuse and little white ones work well, so I'd recommend those for a good little creek crankbait kit, which I should probably make a video on those as well, not just Scheels crankbait, which I could give you guys a little peek at the Scheels crankbait. This is the one that I have that video up about. Scheels like Fat Eye Shad or something. Someone else joined, so I'm going to show it again. Little tiny hooks on there. Caught some decent rock bass on that for the video. I need to make videos on the Berkley hit sticks, because I had Berkley hit sticks. They're, I don't remember what size they're called. 3.6, I think. Single hook, little Berkley hit stick. I also have a brown trout colored one. That one's missing an eye. Here's a Z-Man Ned rig, rigged upside down because I tore it up from how many fish I caught before I super glued it. Once again, got your really good stretch. I've also been wanting to fish one of those Ned rigs on one of these guys. It's like a little crappie jig, but the guy tied a skirt onto it. They work really well with those little hellgrammites I said about. I want to try a Ned rig on it, but I don't know if that's going to melt that skirt material or what with the Elastec. My Elastec has not melted this container, which I'm surprised about, because most of the time you need a special container for the Elastec, but somehow it's not melted. I'm fine with it though. I'm not complaining at all. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here because I got some things to do. Thank you guys, all of you guys, for staying throughout the video, throughout the live, and just checking my live stream out. Thank you everyone for the likes. Thank you for everyone that commented. And see you in the next video, live stream, or short. Have a good night. Well, good afternoon, because it's nowhere close to night, unless you're somewhere where it is night. Either way, thank you. Have a good day. Why didn't the stream end?